Hey everybody, DeLong Shot Signatures here. This is episode 107 of my 2023 TTM returns, and we are recapping another week's worth of successes to get caught up after taking a short break from all of this. So we're going to get started with one return from August 21st. This is a women's soccer player return. This came back 2 of 2 in 53 days from Bethany Balser. Signed nicely on these photos. Nice signature there. And then before I continue, even though we just started with the TTM returns, I do want to send a quick shout out to Brandon Stebbins. A lot of you on YouTube know Brandon, watch his videos, have seen all the sets he's worked on and amazing TTMs that he's gotten. And Brandon's just a fantastic member of the community. I shared with him my list of cards that I have signed for my baseball sets that I've been working on. And as you guys know, he's working on the 1990 Donruss set, which he is getting so close to finishing. I don't think he's finished it yet, but very, very close. And he's already sent me some extras of his before that I didn't have. And he sent 4 more as well. So we are adding some new names to the collection as well as cards for the sets. So first one here is Norm Charlton, or Charlton, something like that. Pitcher for the Reds at the time. I did get this guy back recently, but this is nice to get on a card. Bud Black, who is the manager for the Rockies. I was able to get him on some photos. I did send some cards a few years back, never heard back on those, so that's pretty cool to get a set card of him. Then Kurt Wilkerson, and then the last one here is Willie Randolph, and Brandon did note that it is personalized, and he was correct to assume, or not assume, but he was correct in the notion that I don't really mind personalizations, even if they're for someone else. If I can get an autograph from someone, I'll get an autograph from someone. If it's personalized, whatever, I don't care. My main focus is just on adding names and having the autograph in general. So really cool looking Donruss Diamond Kings. Those always look fantastic signed. Plus, adding Willie Randolph adds to my MLB Managers collection as well. So big thank you to Brandon for adding these to my set. Just really awesome move by you there, man. Appreciate it. I know you've been working hard on your own collection and taking the time to go through it while you're also, I think you're still looking for a house right now. It's tough. To take the time to do that really means a lot. So check out Brandon's channel if you haven't. I highly doubt that if you watch me, you haven't watched at least one of Brandon's videos. But be sure to check him out. Now we'll get back to the TTMs. We had, I think it looks like 4 successes on August 22nd. First one here is pretty cool. Tried out a little experiment, and it looks like it might be able to pay off in the future. But this is a 2 of 2 success in 313 days from the captain of the New York Rangers, Jacob Trouba. So the reason why I say a little bit of an experiment is that the New York Rangers are famously really bad with fan mail. They do not return it. Oftentimes, if they do, it's returned unsigned with like a little thank you note. But they don't even mention like the player is too busy to sign and whatnot. So if you send to Madison Square Garden, you can pretty much expect it to be thrown away or never see those items come back. Case in point, I had sent a request to Martin St. Louis when he was playing for the Lightning, when he was signing. He was traded to the Rangers that season. They forwarded his mail from the Lightning to the Rangers, and the Rangers sent it back unsigned. And Marty has been a fantastic TTM signer over the years. I don't know how he is now. But that really just says a lot about the Rangers in general. So, I think it was last season, someone had posted that they had gotten a success from then Rangers goaltender Alexander Georgiev, and it was to their practice facility. So I thought maybe if they're taking fan mail there, I can try and see if this former great TTM signer might sign via that address. And sure enough, it worked. Trouba is a really good hockey player, but he was a fantastic signer when he was with the Winnipeg Jets. So he was the one that I really wanted to try. And took a bit of time, but that's perfectly fine. The NHL season is crazy. So very, very happy to add that, and might be able to send out to a few more names that I thought I wouldn't be able to for the NHL collection. Then we have a music legend here, another country music Hall of Fame artist. This is one of the few artists that I am actually like aware of and have listened to songs of his before. It's still not like my favorite kind of music, but I do like a couple songs from this guy. He signed 2 of 2, but the other one was a gift to my mom. This came back in 38 days from legendary Ronnie Millsap. I know him for the song Smoky Mountain Rain, growing up listening to that a lot. And then I heard another one at work that was pretty decent. Wouldn't trade it for the world or something like that. Wouldn't miss it for the world is what it is. So very good songwriter. Of course, he is legally blind and everything. So I don't think he's fully blind. I think it's just he had a congenital or like a birth defect condition, whatever, that made it really difficult for him to see. So I don't know if he's 100% blind, but still very talented songwriter and everything, and a country music Hall of Fame inductee. Then we have another addition to the NFL coordinators collection. This is a 2 of 2 success coming back in 36 days from Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator Shane Waldron. He has been their OC for a few seasons now, so that's really cool to get. Then we have another National Women's Soccer League player. This is a 2 of 2 success in 54 days from Caprice Didasco, something like that. Not sure how it's pronounced, but we'll go with that for right now. Then we have a baseball return. This is a 2 of 2 success in 38 days. This also adds to the 1990 Donruss, so very appropriate. Bill Baith. So this was a card that I got from Mike Kane from winning his TTM fuel giveaway. He gave away to multiple people. But also the 1990 Donruss. Didn't realize he was a good signer or that he was in the set. So big thank you to Mike for helping me figure that one out. Then we have another National Women's Soccer League player. This came in on the 24th. 2 of 2 success in 56 days from Ashley Hatch. So doing really, really well this year on the NWSL. Probably won't send out any more this season, but I'll try and remember to send out some next year to continue adding to the collection. I've had a lot more luck with them than the male soccer players. Then we have another bench coach to add. This is a 2 of 2 success in 38 days from San Diego Padres bench coach Ryan Christensen. So I think I've mentioned this story before on the channel. I may have attributed it to the wrong guy, but I'm pretty sure now that this was the A's bench coach who accidentally did the Hitler salute during the COVID season. So the context for that story, for people who don't know, is of course COVID was going around and it was a shortened MLB season, and players were doing everything they could to limit contact with one another, at least in most respects, especially on the field where all the cameras were on them. So the A's decided that for the team to celebrate, they would bump elbows instead of high-fiving and go through a line and everything like that. So they would have their elbows out and everyone would, bump the elbows and everything. And Christensen just mistakenly put his arm forward, and so it didn't look good. And players were like grabbing his arm and trying to like get him to bend it again. And it was a very embarrassing situation. Thankfully, it didn't cost him his job. It was just a slip of the mind and everything, but it did not look good. But still cool success there. I don't want that to be the only thing that that guy is known for. But I feel like I mistakenly contributed that to someone a long time ago when talking about it. Then we have some hero cards that came in. Got 2 signed hero cards in 192 days from BJ McLeod. Usually send via his race team, and in the past have been able to get multiple drivers. This year, just BJ, which is fine. I'm not sure how many drivers he has as part of his team anymore, or if it's just him. But some nice looking hero cards that came in. This next success is awesome. It is from my favorite hockey player of all time, and I had to wait quite a while for this one. So this is a 1-of-1 success that came back in 2,040 days. I was in college when I sent this, from Dallas Stars player Joe Pavelski. So I know that this is the one that I sent out when I was in college, because I had bought both the Upper Deck flagship set as well as the Upper Deck Parkhurst set for 2017 and 18. And I remember being confused as to why he wasn't in the flagship set. He had been part of the Upper Deck trading card set nearly every year up to that point. And I was like, he's the captain of the team. Why wouldn't they include him? So I thought, okay, maybe he'll be in Series 2, and he wasn't. And I didn't know about the update series at the time, but they do add extra cards at the end of the year. He also wasn't in that. So I thought maybe there was like a contract dispute with Upper Deck or something, but he was in the Parkhurst set. So I was like, well, at least send that one and get it signed, and maybe if he is in the set, and I just don't know it, I can, get it later. He's not. But sent that out the winter of 2018, right after we had gotten back from winter break. We had a few days before classes started up again. I just sent out a whole bunch of TTM requests, and now, many years removed from that. Man, that was freshman year. I didn't complete college or anything, but I've been out of there for a while now. So 2,040 days, it finally made its way back. Super, super awesome. I think I do have another 1 or 2 requests out to Joe, so maybe those will come back. I'm not sure. But regardless, very happy to get that one back. Then we have the final success here. Another Country Music Hall of Fame inductee. Well, actually, 4 of them. This is technically 4-of-1 success. It's a multi-signed item that came back in 40 days from the Oak Ridge Boys. So again, don't really follow country music all that much. I don't know very much about these individuals or the music that they make and everything, but I really respect what country artists do, especially the number of albums and songs that they put out in their careers, and to have a quartet just be so impactful on the genre to be inducted is really cool. But from what I can tell, the Oak Ridge Boys started off as a completely different group and cycled through a lot of members. And then this core group has stuck around the longest, and they're still the active group. So obviously they're the ones that are known as the Oak Ridge Boys. But it's kind of one of those groups, I think a little bit like Lynyrd Skynyrd, where so many band members have changed that it's like, is it really still the same band, or are they just called the same thing? But very, very cool to get that back, and signed in different Sharpie colors too. That was a nice little touch there. So some great successes. Two Hall of Famers, if I'm looking at this right. So that is it for that week of returns. On Saturday, we'll see what comes in to fill out the rest of this current week, and we'll get a video posted for that. Really think you guys will enjoy the next one. Some really cool names came back this week. But that is it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Helps me out a lot. Best of luck with your guys' collecting. Take care.